G'day gamers, Gob here. Welcome back to the Outback server, proudly brought to us by BISECT Hosting. And we are here in the Ocean Monument, and I need to start draining all the water around the monument so I can choose where the Guardians spawn, not them. It's a momentous task, but I'm up for it. Are you? I'm going to surround it in glass and then petition it off with sand and then do lots of sponges. Lots and lots of sponges. So let's go do it. If you haven't already subscribed to me, chuck me a sub. Go check out all my other content. But let's go do it. I am going to go and get lots of glass from the trading hall. Right, let's go. And we're here in the trading hall, and we're going to see if these guys are going to sell me some glass. There we go. I'll take as much as you can give me. Thank you very much. Right, I'm just going to buy lots of glass, and I'll be back. Right, so I've got myself a fair bit of glass. I've also got myself some sand. I'm not too sure that's going to be enough. And I've got all my sponges. Right, so let's get upstairs and do it. Actually, no. No, I need some more potions of water breathing and some potions of invisibility. Or do I want to make a conduit? I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Right, I'm going to have a think and I'll be back. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to go with making a conduit because the conduit will give me underwater breathing and night vision, so I don't have to worry about the invisibility. Oh no, I need some more Nautilus shells. I'm going to need another 5. Right, I'm going to have to go and do some fishing and I'll be back. Okay, I'm giving up on the fishing. I'm going to look for buried treasure. I think that'll be easier in the long run. Okay, I've given up on shipwrecks. I've gone back to my fishing spot. We'll see how I go. Right, wish me luck. Well, I've given up on the fishing. I've realised the drop rates for the Nautilus shells is just way too low, so I'm now going to take advantage of the fact that you can now build AFK fish farms in 1.19 again. Albeit I don't think the drop rates are going to be anywhere near as good as what they used to be. But I'm not after books and treasure. I'm just after Nautilus shells so that I can farm away ever so happily. So I'm just looking for a spot to build a little farm, and I'm thinking this area here is nice and vacant, so I might as well do it here. Just going to get all my resources and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got all my gear. It's not a very big farm, so just clear myself a little spot here. The farm itself's not big, but I need it to be enclosed in a structure so it fits in with my base. So we're just going to start with a 4 wide section, but I'm going to need to pretty it up a little bit. So just going to surround it with some blocks like that. Pick these up. Okie dokie. Now we want to put a double. Actually, bear with me. I'm just going to replace these out just so I don't have this dirt visible, because that would be nasty. I'm just going to put down a double chest to start with. You know, I might end up down the track expanding it a touch. Depends on what the output's like. Okay, so I put a hopper going into the chest. I put a fence over top of that hopper. And what I want now is a pressure plate on that fence. So, like that. Okie dokie. So what we want now is a note block. Just there. And we want a block on top of the note block. And I'll use the birch because that's pretty well what all our builds around here has been in. And we put a trapdoor just there. Now what we want to do now is just waterlog this fence, and because we got that empty block there, the water will flow into that block, not in anywhere else. And that's pretty well it done. All we have to do now is stand on top of here and cast at the note block, which I can't quite quit. There we go. And we'll see if it works. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? We'll see. And it worked. We got a fishy. Right, now that I know it works, I'm going to have to pretty this up. I'll do that. I'll be back. And that's the finished build. It's functional. It looks fine. I like it. I like it a lot. I've been AFKing for a significant period of time here. You go in here, there's your farm, there's my fishing rod, and down here is my little output area, and I've got a series of chests to allow me to collect all the goodies. Now, I have discovered one thing. I've gone through a number of tests and things like that. I've opened up these blocks to allow sky access and all that sort of stuff, and I get lots of fish, and I get some sticks, and I get lily pads, and I get bottles and things like that, but I didn't get any nautilus shells, and I'm wondering if it's because I'm not out on the ocean at all. So what I ended up doing is I relented and went back to my fishing spot on the beach, and I got myself my nautilus shells. Yes, I do, and I've got my heart of the sea. So all I really need to do now is get myself back to the monument so I can create the conduit and get building the boundary around the monument so we can drain it. So I'll meet you there. Okay, here we are in the monument, and we're now going to make this conduit. Okay, so what we do is we place the heart of the sea in the center. We surrounded it in the nautilus shells, and we've got the little conduit. Now all we have to do now is find somewhere to put it. Now I want it to be able to be a full conduit, so it's actually gives me the water breathing, it gives me night vision, and more importantly, it kills all the nasties. So I'm thinking I might just build it inside here, actually. As long as it's covered in water, it's perfectly fine, and I can always move it later on, I suppose. So let's just get ourselves some prismarine. I get some dark prismarine too, eh? And we can even cover it in glass. Right, where's about the center? This is about the center, isn't it? So a conduit needs to be, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It needs to be 5 wide. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will do that. And then it's got to be 5 this way as well. So we'll do that. And then 5 up. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we just repeat. Okie dokie. Now this will not get you all the bonuses. So to get all the bonuses, we just need to fill it in by going all the way around like that. I might just swap out these ones. There we go. Now all I need to do now is ensure that the conduit is fully covered in water. Otherwise, it just won't work. There we go. Now we just need to fill it in with water. Do I have a water bucket? We got a milk bucket. That'll do. I'll drink that. And to get some water, I'll just go down here. Right, now is this enough or do I have to go over top? Let's see if this works. So I'll go down here. I need a temporary block. Make it that one. Put that there. Come up and get some air. And we'll break that temporary block. And it's working. It's working. It's working. The question is... Okay, I'm breathing. Do I have night vision? Looks like it. Let's go and have a look upstairs. See if it's doing anything to the mobbies. Oh, it's night time. Right, I can see. Where's my entrance? There we go, that's good. Let's go and turn it into daytime, and then we can start building. So I'm going to try something different. I haven't done it before. I'm going to see if it works. I'm going to actually... Because last time I did one of these monuments, moving around on the surface was a pain in the bot. So I'm going to actually try and clear myself away on top so I can't get shot by all the guardians by just turning it all into cobble to start with. And then I can do my boundary with the glass outside. And this will stop me from getting shot. I'm hoping anyway, that's the theory. So I'm just going to go around and do that. And it should stop these bad boys to a degree. No, it doesn't look like these guys are getting hurt. I'm wondering whether or not this conduit needs to be expanded out one more. So these have got water around it. Maybe that's the case. Let's just give that a go. Oh, looks like the guardians are getting herded. That's good. Right, I think we now have a conduit that is going to hurt the nasties, which is what we wanted. Right, these here. Now we just keep expanding this little platform. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to surround the boundary of the monument with glass. Okay, because the boundary of the monument is the only areas that the guardians spawn in. So if we can clear that, we can control where the guardians spawn. Right, okay, so we're now invisible. Okay. Oh, I got a shipwreck down here. Ah, who would have thunk? Okay, so that's pretty cool, actually. I'll have to have a look at that later. Okay, so as long as we put the boundary like this, then we will have the monument surrounded. Now I'm going to use the glass first, because at the end of the day, I don't want to do this with sand, because it just means I've got to come back again anyway at some stage. going to do inside this monument's boundary. I've seen people convert the area into sort of like, look like never areas. I could convert it into an end sort of looking area. I just don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to drain part of the monument here and now while I've got one side up. And having the stone up the top like this actually makes it a lot easier. Give myself a little bit of a barricade from these mobs. They're just not being nice to me. They're bullies. Like seriously, I grossly miscalculated the amount of glass I needed. It's highly likely I've miscalculated the amount of sand I'm going to need as well. Go away. We got our first area drained. And I've been a little bit busy, as you can see. I've cleared all of that area out. And I've been expanding the stone with the lava. I actually am finding it easier to sort of get around and do things by doing that. I've almost reached the extremity of where I've done with the glass. Not so much on this side. I've got a little bit more to do just there. But I'm getting there. Unfortunately, I've noticed I haven't cleared all the kelp down here, so it's going to be a job and a half. So I thought I might as well keep on going and do some more. I'm actually thinking of going a little bit further out from the boundary of the monument, so it's not just straight on the walls. And I've got a little bit of extra space. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do just yet with this monument, but I do know I definitely want to keep it. And I've now petitioned off another area, like a big box with sand, and what I've got to do now is break this up into manageable little chunks that I can drain with my sponges. You don't want to have too big an area when you're doing sponges. It just makes it incredibly difficult to do. So I'm just breaking it up into little areas, and I'll petition it off, and then we'll do the draining. I'll be back. And we're off in search of sand because I've run out of sand doing the monument, so I'm going to have to go and get some more. There's my little village that I've protected. So I'm on my way to the big desert because I don't want to rip up all the sand around the beaches near me, so I'll see you there. And here we are. We've got ourselves to the desert. Let's go and grab ourselves some sand. Right, get that out of my hand. I want that. And let's get digging. Well, I've been making decent progress. I've cleared out all this. That down there is a big drop and opens up underneath the monument. I'm moving out here, but I'm now encountering heaps and heaps of kelp, which is making putting down my sand lines incredibly difficult. So I think I'm going to take the opportunity to whack on some invisibility and go down and clear the kelp. Just got to get rid of all my gear to start that. And we'll give it a run. So we are going along this line here. And as you can see already, we've got a little bit of kelp. So just got to work our way along here and just make sure we clear everything along the line that I'll be putting the dirt down on, or the sand I should say. Where's the end of it? And we're slowly getting here. We've started clearing out the other sides. I've got the barrier there because I was getting shot at by these guys as I was walking around, but I just need to keep clearing it out. Doing the lava has been really, really worthwhile. But I'm only doing it in about 6x6 squares. Is about the size I'm clearing out at one time. There, that's why I've got these little hidey spots. Get away from the nasties when they start shooting me. Now, I might have decided to take on more than I can actually chew, but I've decided to not just clear the extremities of the monument, but actually to go out a fair bit further so I can actually do a build within the confines of the area and incorporate the monument into it. It's pretty well quadrupled and doubled and bazillion times the amount of work I'm going to do. And I think I'm crazy, but I'm hoping it works out to be worthwhile. But it's going to be a lot of work. A lot of work indeed. So I'm just going to keep on going with this clearing out, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've petitioned off a few little sections over there, so I can expand the drained area out in this direction. Now, what I've worked out to do when I do this is I can get myself a little bit disorientated when I'm down there, so I put a couple of torches on the wall that I can safely take down. Because I'd hate to take down the wall where we have water on the other side. So let's do this one. Where's that nasty? Oh, we got a few down there. Come up here, guys, so I can get you. Right, so that's all them done. Now just to clear away the last of this stone, and then we can drain it. Make use of all these wonderful sponges that I got. Let's pick up the loot. And there we go, one drained section. Now just collect all my sponges. Now the way I've been collecting the sponges afterwards is I just column them up with a bit of scaffolding. And I start at the top and just work my way around. Break all the sponges that I can reach. And then just go down. And I just keep doing that until I hit the bottom. And then once I've gotten rid of all of the sponges, I look for the wall where I've got my torches, and then I can drop the wall. Now if I did it on that side, I'd end up with a lot of water in here. That's why I put those torches down, just so I don't make any mistakes. Very excited indeed. I'm up to the last little square of petitioned area of the extremities of the actual monument. This square here is the last bit for the outside of the monument. Hopefully, after I clear this, I won't have any guardians bouncing around outside. I still have some area underneath the monument which is spawnable. But as far as the outside goes, this should be it. Now, once that happens, I'll be able to actually push out without worrying about the lava and the making the surface a little bit more safer and things like that. I can just actually block out and set up my petition. Oh, there's a guardian. There's a guardian. These will be the last ones. You see I've got my little barriers to protect myself. Shouldn't have anyone outside now. So let's just get rid of these guys and we'll be right for clearing it. Now I could just fly away and let them despawn, but where would be the fun in that? And here's the last wall to be taken down. Oh, now hopefully I won't see guardians outside anymore. And there we go, that's the extremities of the monument done. Let's get up here and have a look. Oh, that's good. That is good. Finally done. So we shouldn't see guardians now on the outside. What we should be seeing is other mobs. Oh. Oh, I do hear guardians though. That's interesting. Oh, well, what I want to do now is push the boundary out a bit so I can do a build inside it. And I also need to do underneath the monument. Right, I'll get onto that. Okay, so I've found there is quite a significant amount of water underneath the farm. So I'm now just going to try and partition it off so we can clear this area as well. Because at the moment we're still getting guardians spawning underneath the monument. Oh boy, this is deep. Very deep. And a lot more complicated than I thought. Oh, that's certainly interesting, finding a shipwreck down here. We'll see what loot it's got in a second, once we drain it. Whoa. Look at that. And that's because this is the only area that they can spawn in. Wow. And it's now time to pull down the conduit. I think I've cleared all the water away from underneath the monument. And now I can concentrate on the outside. Happy days. Happy days indeed. And now that I've cleared out the whole of that entire area and underneath, it's time to start expanding the outside. Now, thankfully, there shouldn't be any guardians down here. Oh, that's been on the outside. Oh, well. Okay, I've run out of sand. I'm still petitioning off up here, but I'm out of sand. So what I'm going to do is just start clearing some of these petitioned off areas so I can actually salvage this sand here and make a start on that part. So first things first, we need to clear away this stone and then we can start using the sponges to get rid of the water. Now I'll just chuck myself down a couple of torches so I know which way to go. Now, funnily enough, there was a ground bobbing around in there before. And I've also got to be careful because I don't have my conduit in operation. So let's get going. Okay, I'm going to take a break from clearing this area. As you can see, I've cleared a fair bit in front of the entrance to the monument. What I want to do now is actually prep this area for use. Now, I'm thinking I want this to be visible, but everything else after that will make hidden. So let's just dump, you can see that shipwreck just there. Let's just dump this there. Oh, it's raining. And we'll dump that there. And what we want is, we want this. And I want to make this level here. So that it's like a bit of land out in front of the monument. I'm going to seed it with a bit of dirt, grass. And this will be the level that this build is at. And there you go, all this area covered in with the dirt. Right, I'll just chuck a bit of scaffolding down here so I can get back up. Can we sleep? No. Put this away. And we'll go upstairs and see what it looks like. Okay, that doesn't look too bad at all. It's going to look a lot better when it extends out a bit further and goes out on either side, but that looks quite nice. Very happy with that. Okay, so I'm still clearing the water, and I've got a slime bouncing around outside the temple. I'm going to have to do something about that because I don't want slimes. So, where is... Oh, I haven't got my ender chest. Where'd I put it? I think I put it out here. So I'll just go up here, get my ender chest. And I'll get some fences and partition out the chunks. So I'll just do that. I'll be back. And there you go. I've chucked up a couple of fences around the chunks. We'll see if those are the areas. This seems to be where I'm getting slimes out there. So I'll just find out which is the chunk. And then I'll take measures to try and stop it from happening. And we're coming in to visit Galar Grove. Just take a break from the monument for a bit. And let's see if I can get in. Landing, landing, landing. Whoa! Whoa, I'm not going to get in through the door. G'day, mate. I nearly landed on top of you. Right, so we are coming into the Hall of Heroes, and we're going to welcome our latest Guardian to the crew. And this is someone who, again, has commented on my videos and has taken the time to actually make me appreciate doing all this weird and wonderful stuff. And without any further ado, our latest Guardian is... Kafterhund. Kafterhund, thank you very much. I think your name is Coffee the Dog. I love it because I gotta love my coffee. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos and provide me a comment. I hope you get a giggle for being part of this crew here. Right, let's get back to it. Well, I've officially run out of sand. I've been slowly expanding the boundary of the, I'm now going to call it the temple, and I've been planting trees and things like that just to give it the feel. But I'm out of sand. I can't keep going, and I'm so close to finishing. So what I think I have to do now is I have to replace out this sand for what I'm going to do the actual wall with. Now I'm of 2 mines here for the wall. I'm wondering whether or not I can actually just have it as a cascading wall of water falling into a like a trough down the bottom, or whether or not I put glass up. Not too sure what would be best. I do like the idea of the of the water. Let's just have a squeeze and see what that actually might look like. That is not even... That's not even water source box. Now it is. There we go. So if we go down here, ow, run into the trees along the way, and we take out this dirt, we might be able to do a cascading water effect. Let's just see what happens when I do that. All right, that worked. My concern's going to be when I open up the side one. I do kind of like this concept. I'm just afraid might end up creating a infinite water source somewhere and start creating source blocks. And this is the area I'm concerned about. Let's see what happens if I take these ones out. Oh, you know what? That actually looks like it's working. Just collect all this sand because I need it. Just go down here and see what it looks like. Oh, I do like that. If I can get that to work all the way around, I'll be a very happy gob. Right, I'm going to do some work and I'll be back. And we've finally finished working around the monument. And I'm not really sure it's a monument anymore. I'm going to call it a temple, a jungle temple. And this is what I've done. I pulled down all the walls and managed to get the water to fall straight down. I did that by putting a little trench around the side. I've junglified it with bamboo and jungle trees and cocoa and melons, and I've even got a little pond. Don't you love the pond? And we can take a wander around the boundary on this little path. Areas where there's lots and lots of bamboo is generally a slime chunk because I'm trying to stop the slime from spawning in here. But I'm really pleased with how this turned out, and I've got hidden frog lights spread around for lighting. We don't want the mobbages. I've even gone up into the trees. I'm not sure if we can see any. Yep, I've got frog lights in the trees because I was getting mobs spawning up in the trees and I didn't want that because that was nasty, particularly when a baby zombie spawned and gave me a pretty nasty fright. But I'm very, very happy with how this turned out, and it's even got the added function of being a pseudo ink farm because the squids tend to fall down and get killed and they get their little ink sacs. So let's get up the top of the monument / temple and have a squeeze from up here. Look, it's getting a bit overgrown, isn't it? A little bit overgrown indeed. And I'm so very pleased with the way this has worked out. It's like my little jungle in the middle of the ocean. Let's go and have a look from the air. And up we go. And we'll come back around. And oh my goodness, there's one of my conduits. I'm so pleased with how this has turned out. So pleased indeed. Let's go up high. We'll come down and oh, through the clouds. How good does that look? How good is that? That is epic. Right, let's land. See if we can get up the top here. Oh, I fell through the hole. Oh dear, oh dear. But we are going to call it a day. This has been a momentous task. It has indeedy-doody. I think it's taken something like 3 weeks. It's just crazy with my time. I'm so glad it's finished, but I'm happy with the result. If you liked the video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other content, and we'll see what crazy shenanigans we can get up to next time. That's all I've got time for today. Until next time, hooroo!